You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade.
Let's get this thing started, baby. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Game 1, round 1 of the NBA playoffs for your Denver Nuggets, taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. And we are in the Toyota Lounge. We are presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. And fellas, it's Miller time, a.k.a. Murray time.
Wow, a.k.a. time.
It is time, baby. It is time. I am locked in. We've been watching these games. It's been all physical. I'm getting excited. I got Brendan Vogt in the house.
Man, as you get older, certain things kind of fade, right? The anticipation for holidays, birthdays, that's where sports comes in. I feel the same way as I would a kid on the 24th, except, wait, it's already Christmas morning, isn't it? Let's get into the presents. Man. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
This is Christmas for adults.
Let's go.
Over here, rocking the Serbia jacket, D-Line Co.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've been basically all year has been just a prelude, obviously, to today. But like, I feel like we've had like, can we get to the postseason energy for so long? And here we are.
And here we are. And then, of course, rounding it out over there, looking better than I've ever seen. Superstar Dev.
Usually you're like nervous in these type of situations. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Like we've been waiting all year long for this moment right here. It begins today. Let's get it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still nervous. It might just be my personality.
You, Adam Matas, feel nervous about something?
It's a game. Anything can happen. I will say, before we get into game notes, we're going to talk about our first round pick. So we're on record. All 8 series. We'll all say who we think's going to win. Jokic is a new pitchman. You guys see this? Really leaning into his role. And then later on, of course, bets. But I'm going to before we get to game notes, we are 1.5 games through the playoffs already. And I'm going to tell you, so physical. And I love that. It's so noticeable how much contact they're allowing in both of these early. I thought the Cavs game was the most physical. I was talking to people downstairs. They thought the Suns-Wolves game was most physical. But all the games have been really, really physical, and the refs are letting them play. I think that's a great sign for Denver.
I mean, we talk about this all year long. The playoffs are different. And then every year when it's different, we're like, oh, man, it's different. Yeah, it's different. Like, they don't call fouls in the playoffs. They encourage physical play. This is why you get nervous if you're a team like the Suns or the Celtics, like teams that rely on finesse styles of play. Like, it gets wild in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, but do you know who that benefits? Denver.
Yeah, who never gets calls anyway.
They already don't get the calls, and you're going against a team that gets a lot of calls. You have to play through it. Jokic is ready for those type of matchups. He wants to play through it. He's ready for those type of situations. So I'm excited for that.
I am excited. All right, let's get into some game notes. What do we got from the arena?
Well, why don't we get started with the injury report? It's clean for Denver.
Hell yeah.
Of course, some guys for the Lakers.
Playing?
Well, with the exception of Flacco, I do apologize.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let's go to the Lakers side of things, though. If you didn't know, there are 3 guys that we already knew would be out. Christian Wood, Jared Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish. They're out. On the injury report is probable, despite I've heard a lot that they're fresh and ready to go. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Now, they're going to play.
Yeah.
But the built-in excuse is there. They're on the injury report for game 1. The Nuggets not rocking with an injury report with the starters on the injury report.
Can you imagine if one of them wasn't available tonight, just as a surprise?
Dude, they're so brave. What warriors? You know, they're fighting through an injury. They're going to play. It's remarkable.
It's, already fighting through injury. On the Nuggets side of things, Michael Malone had this to say pregame. Jamal Murray has done a great job of limiting his turnovers this year. Malone said this, quote, Jamal is reading the game, not fighting the game, reading it, taking what the defense gives you. Look at what he did in the NBA Finals last year, his ability to make all of his teammates better, reading the defense. He's done an outstanding job all season. He was also asked how he slept last night. He said, I slept all right, which is probably an outright lie, to be honest. He did go on to say, I don't think coaches this time of year sleep very well. What we have that's different from the other 15 teams here in Denver is what they all want. So he knows. He knows it's time to defend this title.
Here's the thing about that quote. You know this, Dev. Malone always has something he wants to say and he waits for somebody to ask it, and if nobody asks it, he'll just go to it. Yeah. That was that one. How did you sleep last night? You know what? Everybody has what we want.
Yeah.
And we're here to defend that. And you're like, okay. He just wanted to get that off. He was ready for it.
Those are the talking points that you have to get to because you want everybody else to know what's going on there. Like, make sure we get there.
There's a man after my heart. This is me shoehorning jokes in. Yeah. They don't belong anywhere.
That's his line so far for round one here.
But it's a rallying cry. They have a great rallying cry. Everybody wants what we have.
We have, all 15 of those teams. Then he did say, our guys are ready. I give our guys so much credit for the season they've had, but it's decided in the postseason. And he was talking about how the Nuggets went on a 16-4 run last year. He said it was really important to have game one at home and win those game ones at home. He says, in my opinion, we have the best home court advantage in the NBA. So that's a credit to the players. It's also a credit to the fans who are currently packing in Ball Arena as we speak. Yeah, so he gave the fans and the team credit for how well they play at home. And, of course, he knows it's big to have game one here at home on the Lakers. He was asked how different they are from last year. And he said, well, it's the same starting lineup that we're used to. Sure, they're playing very well. They found their rhythm. They're defending. They're scoring. They have a lot of weapons out there. But we only played them 3 times in the regular season, and we did not really see any difference. It hasn't been like this brand new team. He went on to say in a later part of the answer, it's the same starting lineup that we're used to. We're ready for it. And then finally on Michael Porter Jr., who has a lot going on his mind. If you didn't see on Friday, his brother Coben was sentenced to 6 years in prison. And Jonte Porter, of course, has been banned from the NBA recently for a gambling scandal. As far as potential distractions goes, fella, this is up there. This is up there. But Malone said, this kid is a warrior. I have so much respect for Michael. He knows this organization is behind him. And then he went on to say that, for Michael, the court is a safe haven, a safe space. And he's excited to get back out there, and they trust him.
All right. This game is interesting. I'll give you guys a chance before we get into who's going to eat. I'll just ask, are there any last-minute takes or perspectives on the series? We've been previewing it for 3 days, but is there any last little, here's a key thing to think about going into this specific game? We'll start with you, Dev.
I don't know if it's like to think about, but it's like something to observe. A lot is going to be made and has been made about losing Jeff Green, Bruce Brown. It's time for the young guys to step up to see that they've closed the door on that and they're going to open up a new one. Those guys have to be ready. Those guys have to perform and show that this is still the Nuggets team with the great core, and they also have young guys that are part of this future. So this is new beginnings for a lot of guys, and I'm ready for the renaissance.
Ooh, yeah, man. Gosh, something new to consider. I mean, really, that's it. Like the Lakers are who we think they are. Like it's not a new team. It's confusing to me why people are acting like it's a new thing that we're going to be experiencing. It really does come down to those bench minutes. It really is going to come down to the bench minutes. But even if it's close, like it was last year, apparently every game, how are they ever going to stop Jokic and Murray in the clutch? Like, how is that ever going to happen?
Did you see that they said that they have a new strategy?
Okay, cool.
Did you see this? They really came out and said we have a new strategy that we're going to play tonight in the fourth quarter in the clutch.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see it.
And then I love the gamesmanship before in the lead up. We have something new up our sleeve.
And now you have to wait for it, and then just hope something happens, and then that's going to be the thing.
I bet you it's LeBron on Jokic.
Those adjustments don't matter. It's going to be Anthony Davis guarding him. That's really all it's going to be. It's not going to be a big change.
We're mixing it up tonight. We're playing straight up defense. Yeah, we'll get to it. Any last minute thoughts?
The Lakers don't have a great option for Jamal Murray. I don't think it was a coincidence that he lit them up in the Western Conference Finals. And yes, bright lights Murray is a thing, but also you need a certain type of defender to make life difficult for him. I don't know if the Lakers have that. They certainly didn't last year. I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie or Gabe Vincent are the answer. So Murray is way too good to be called an X factor. I'll just call him the deciding factor. If they get anywhere near the Murray that played the Lakers in the last Western Conference Finals, this game and this series is going to go the way Denver wants it to.
All right, it's time. Circle K, who's going to eat? Presented by Circle K Inner Circle Rewards. Dev, you get to go first tonight. Who's eating?
I mean, there's just something about the postseason. It matters. People elevate. They become themselves, and then they elevate themselves into literally Michael Jordan. Jamal Murray is going to eat. He always eats in the postseason. He's always in this type of situation where I'm just going to take over. I think that this is going to be another postseason run for him where you put him up with the greats because of how he plays in the postseason. I'm excited to see the narratives, after this series, and I think it starts tonight.
I like it. First of all, let me say this. Jamal Murray might be the most interesting. As you can hear, the bar is ready for it. Jokic on the television screen. They did the cut into him, so of course the bar is going nuts. He might be the most interesting guy in the playoffs. He really is. And if you talk about just game one, the table is set for him to eat. Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, he knows this team really well. It's the playoffs, and it's message sending time. And I'm just going to share an anecdote that I heard today, talking to some people around the team. I heard Murray all week has been not talking. In the hallways, you see him, this or that, not talking or acknowledging anything, just locked in.
This is how we know you're not locked in.
I talk to everybody.
I've never heard you shut up.
I just keep talking to people, man.
So not locked in.
Not locked in. But Murray is, I'm told. Tonight, I just feel like I don't want to say he needs a big night. I think tonight is a statement night for Jamal.
Yeah, man. I think at the same way Jamal Murray sort of rejected the Bubble Murray label, I think he strongly embraces the playoff riser thing. I think he's very comfortable with that. I think he takes pride in it. As much as I'm sure he'd like to elevate that floor, make some all-star games, the whole deal, I'm sure he would. But I got the sense, just talking to him briefly at practice, that this is a guy who believes this is his time right now. And what Murray pours into games may be difficult to replicate across 82 games, but I think he knows that it's now when he unleashes it. And it's not 82 now, it's 16. And so I think we'll get a different Jamal. I think he's ready for this, as he told us he was in the second round last year.
There you go. What about you? Who's going to eat?
Might go Jokic. I might go Jokic.
We have a tough job here coming up.
How are we going to sell it?
I was positive you were going to go Jokic, so why not? This is getting to go second privilege here. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? Jokic comes to the arena dressed like Gru. Jokic had pool time. Jokic has a haircut. Jokic has never been more comfortable in his skin, and he's the most comfortable in his skin player in the NBA. Jokic is unflappable. Jokic is at his highest, probably not possible, but at his highest that we've ever seen him, as far as comfort, as far as skill, as far as being locked in. Come on. We are currently living in Nikola Jokic's world. The Lakers, I don't care what they do, what they think, what they say. They don't have an answer for him. The world does not have an answer for Nikola Jokic. So, there's no way he's not going to be locked in.
Tone-setting night from him.
Yes, the playoffs start. The switch, I expect to be flipped immediately for everybody. It's not like Jokic was already basically flipped, but it's just that extra amount. Bong.
Do you want to put a number on it?
30, 10, and 18.
So a normal game.
Yeah.
Okay.
18
right.
rebounds?
Yes.
That's not normal.
13, 18, 30, 18, and 10. All right. The two big ones are off the board. Where are you going?
Yeah, spent some time reading replies on Lakers Twitter, hanging out in some Lakers forums.
Really?
There are some teams out there, maybe Celtics fans don't think highly of MPJ.
Yeah.
Lakers fans feel very differently. They do not think he is a scrub. They have many burnt-in memories of him being open, him hitting jumpers. And that's by design. Again, much like Klay Thompson with the Warriors, you didn't leave him open. They got him open. The Denver Nuggets, the two-man game is hard enough to stop. The Lakers don't have the size all the way through their starting five, in my opinion, to match up with Jokic and AG and Porter and still play the way they want to offensively. So Porter should be able to eat in this game. He's played the Lakers well in the past, and I know he's got a lot going on, and we can't ever project. I'm not going to speak for him. It's hard to project, but this guy loves basketball, and tonight all he has to do is play basketball, and I think there's a chance he plays really well.
I'm going to take Christian Brown. It's hard. I think you guys are right. I think Murray and Jokic tonight.
Dude, we're just smarter at basketball than you guys.
Peyton Watson, I think
argue.
this is the first playoff game for him. I don't want to go there, but Christian Brown feeding off the crowd. He's got to guard D'Angelo Russell, and shutting down D'Angelo Russell will really get the crowd going tonight. Every defensive play you make against him will be big. I think he's going to feed off the crowd, feed off some of these momentum plays, and have an above-average game for him. I'm not going to say like a crazy night. 9 points, 10 points, something like that. But I think a major impact puts his stamp all over this game. Guys, let's pick the first round of the NBA playoffs. We submitted all of our guesses for this. Let's start with Harrison Wind. Where do we go?
Oh, you guys are all in the same graphic.
Oh, we're all in the same graphic? Oh, it's just one graphic. All right, well, let's pull,
all good. We'll just talk
pull it
through
up.
it.
There you
No
go.
problem.
By conference. Everybody took Oklahoma City against the Sacramento Kings, or against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Wow, look at us.
Everybody took the Nuggets. Everybody took the Timberwolves.
Wait,
and
hang on.
everybody took the Mavs.
Harrison Wind, the ultimate Suns respecter on this show?
Well, to be fair, these picks were made after the Wolves had won game one. Really tilts the series when one team already has a one-game lead, even though it was at home. I do think that Suns-Wolves series could be interesting, but here's the thing. The Suns today, I can't imagine. Those poor Suns, like we've talked to our Suns people, they're sick. They think the same of their team that we do. But you watch them tonight, what a bunch of pussies.
Wait, are you talking about the Suns or PHNX?
No, the Suns.
I just need to make sure before I go in.
That was honestly like I don't hate them enough to have predicted that would happen to them tonight, that they would play that soft. That was such a soft game from them.
I'm telling you, man, like I put in 3 seconds into the start of the game when the Suns were ahead that they're in trouble. And that this could be a sweep. Like as soon as I saw that they weren't calling fouls, I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to go well
I
for
just
the
can't
Phoenix
believe
Suns.
that like Devin Booker shit the bed the way that he did. He played horribly.
Usually he's good in game ones.
He's usually great in the first round. Yeah. And then also on the flip side, Anthony Edwards was a dog. I think that's what like stood out most to me. He's trash talking, he's showing up, he's delivering for the crowd. He has his team wanting it. You see Rudy Gobert has became a tough guy because like they believe, like they really have a team that believes and is behind Anthony Edwards. So I really do think that the Suns are cooked because they just don't have enough guys. Like they have Hall of Fame type players, but they're not those type of guys.
Yeah, and Anthony Edwards was the baddest dude on the court today. And, like, that's the thing is the Suns have enough guys that they should have a lot of candidates to be the biggest badass. The Wolves may be better defense, more complete team, this or that, but you have guys that should be the biggest badass. Anthony Davis sunned KD today. Talk trash to him. Anthony Edwards sunned KD today and talked trash to him down the court after doing it. It was such a... That's why I say they all look like wussies, because Anthony Edwards is going through that, and they're all just like, I don't know, it's kind of physical out here.
Well, if they were winning that game, the Suns, they would have had a lot more bravado. But when the game is still up in doubt,
Nurk was kind of quiet tonight.
they're kind of
talking a lot of
shrinkers, aren't
trash.
they? Yeah, Devin Booker did not look good at all.
Yeah.
And that, by the way, not necessarily an accident. Nuggets, that series is pretty important for the Nuggets. Obviously, we don't want to look too far ahead. Still got to take care of round one. But not an accident that Devin Booker struggled against the likes of Jaden McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who had a great all-around game. That Wolves defense is something serious, and a lot of talent isn't necessarily enough. There's got to be something cohesive, something sustainable, and I think the Suns found out the hard way that this is a little different than just hitting jumpers in the regular season. Great start for the Wolves.
All right, let's go to the Eastern Conference.
I have one pick I'm teetering on.
Which one? On the west side, you're saying?
On the East.
Oh, on the East. Let's bring up the East here. Everybody went with the Celtics. Everybody went with the Knicks. I'm surprised by it.
Well, because I made my pick as the Sixers, and then Embiid got hurt.
I know he got hurt.
As I was making it, but he's already back, and they're back in the lead. Like,
we all made the pick thinking that he was hurt, but I would have picked it either way.
Yeah.
Are you want to flip it now?
I think I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it. Like, I mean, this all comes down to the health. Obviously, like, they definitely like shot him up with some cortisone or something at halftime. Like, we'll see what the lingering effect is. But I just think that they're the better team.
Yeah. Also, Embiid almost got hurt. He might still get hurt.
That's what I mean.
He just plays that type of.
This is what I mean. Like,
so it could still happen. Like, I feel confident in those picks. Do we have the exact same picks on both sides?
I think Wynn took the Magic.
The Magic?
Yeah.
He must not have watched today because I love the Magic. I would pick, honestly, you guys know how much I love the Magic. I would pick them if they gave me any tiny little bit of hope that they could score the basketball.
Right.
But they cannot score that. I don't know if they'll score 100 in
the only
the games
real
they play.
series here with any discussion is the Bucks and the Pacers.
So, Dev, you went Bucks here. What are you thinking?
I don't believe in the Pacers defense. Also, I've just not seen it in the playoffs. I've seen that Bucks team. Who knows when Giannis is going to come back, but they still have enough pieces that they could win a few games. You still have Dame Lillard. I think Bobby Portis is still great if you give him those type of minutes. The Pacers team just does not scare me with Pascal and Turner, even though they're like a fun and entertaining team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody's pick is hinging on Giannis, as well it should.
How many series, honestly, is health the number one deciding factor? It's a lot. The Knicks series and the 76ers.
I mean, it turns out
Pacers, Bucks.
It turns out that's like actually one of the biggest factors every year in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's missing a star? Who's intact? Like,
it really is a big story, but it feels especially. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, you know, in that Clippers series, just now out. And it seems like he might not play in the playoffs. Like some of the reports are like, somebody was asked, you saw Ty Lue about how's he doing. He's like, he was at practice today. Got some shots up. Like, he's at the got some shots up portion of his recovery. I don't think he's playing. So it's a bit of a bummer. A lot of consensus there. All right, let's go to our top story of the day, though. It's not the game. Jokic. We asked Katie Wingy earlier this week if we thought Jokic would start doing more commercials. Who would have guessed he would be doing the commercial of the TNT playoff realm? Go ahead and play it here, Kel.
Thought I look really good that day. I put on this beautiful suit. They said I'm in business.
Like the one you're wearing?
Yes.
Then what happened?
They say I looked like Gru.
Why does that bother you?
It doesn't.
Then why bring it up?
Because they won't leave me alone.
They?
Guys, I'm not your boss.
Illumination's Despicable Me 4.
You know what's crazy? So first of all, A+ for a commercial. I think the hotels.com ones are also good.
Yeah.
But this one, I thought the hotels.com commercial acting, that's a C. That's like, you know, it's clearly an athlete acting. He's up to a B, I think, in this commercial.
Comedic chops, man.
Timing, some good physical humor.
He was crushing it, man. And maybe that was maybe that one was for his daughter, you know? Maybe she loves Gru, loves the Minions, who's to say?
Yeah, being a dad, I'm pretty sure he has watched the Minions 100 times already. So like these are the type of, you know, commercial or just being in front of the TV that I feel like Jokic is okay with. It's comfortable. It's not too serious. He gets to be his jovial self. And then it's just fun. It's with the kids. But also, I love that it's the face of the NBA right now. It's going to be on all of the commercials. You're going to have to see Nikola Jokic. And I think that that's what it should be. He was the MVP from last year. He's the defending champion. I mean, I love that he's getting this type of publicity right now.
Were you impressed with his performance?
I mean, in as much as you can be impressed by anybody's performance in this stupid commercial.
If I told you Jokic just did this commercial and you hadn't seen it yet, would that have beat your expectations of how he executed it?
He definitely likes to joke around. Yeah, he definitely got into it. It was like, yeah, it's great. I mean, I love it. I mean, anything he does, I love. So it's like, I'm like gonna buy tickets to Despicable Me 4 now. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Bring it up, Kel. We have him coming into the arena tonight. Then I'm sure paid to do this, but then he comes dressed as Gru. Makes me wonder how worried is he about the Lakers. If I were the Lakers, I would be like, my God, this guy is even joking around with his outfit.
Well, you want to talk about how to scare people from LA is to use a movie reference against them.
It's like, and then also next time, Katie, just break the news on the show. It's fine. When you're within like 24 hours, just let it rip. Just let
it fly.
Also, did you guys see that ad for the playoffs? It's an NBA ad that is like, there's no such thing as playoff Jimmy. You know that? He's the hammer in that. He's the last guy. He gives the closing line. And I know these are little things. I don't want to overread it.
These are
but that's a
massive
big deal, man. That's a big deal.
These are massive things. You're talking about cultural crossover, which is like what the NBA values above all else. It's like their biggest strength and their biggest weakness of the league. And the fact that they are not only accepting begrudgingly, but accepting that Jokic is this kind of player. I mean, like, to have a guy slowly seep into the, like, the commercial side of this, and you know that they don't want to, but they like it's an acknowledgement of how great he is, and they're like, well, he's going to be around forever. We might as well get it going. And it also is like probably something on Jokic's end too, of just being like more open to the idea of.
But I even wonder how much people have approached him about it. I really think last year he was so much more marketable than people realized. And I think that even brands and everybody was kind of like, hey man, are we sure this guy, because he's foreign. It's like, yeah, but are we sure he's not charismatic? I think people kind of like this guy. And here we go. I think Jokic's going. I think we're going to see him in 100 ads next year. He's the new Shaq. We're
going to hate it, actually. I know. We're going to buy the Jokic grill.
The Jokic soda. The Jokic grill would be a great one. Whatever insurance company he's hucking, I'm getting it. I just have to. All right, everybody. Open up that Bet365 Never Ordinary Sportsbook app. Turn your full attention to Superstar Dev.
It's time to make some money. Denver comes into this game as 6.5-point favorites. The funny thing is that the Lakers have been saying that they've been ready for this moment. They're ready for this team. Well, it's ironic. Denver wanted to play the Lakers. We all wanted to play the Lakers. I mean, it's the Lakers, like for all the marbles. These games just seem to be so amplified. It's LeBron James versus Nikola Jokic. It's like history on the line, whichever way. So I love that. I'm going to go Denver minus 6.5.
Really?
I do think they take care of business. I do think that they're the better team. I do think that they're going to put belt to ass. I love it. 6.5. I'm going to go over 226. I understand that it's the playoff and each possession counts. It's intense, it's methodical, but this is like no like wasted possession type of games, in the playoffs. You're not seeing like these errant shots. You're not seeing these wild shots. So you're going to see like Jamal Murray be able to shoot it. Nikola Jokic is going to get more shots.
People hate this pick, Dev.
I like that it's going to be more.
Yeah, man, they do not like it.
Over 226. The Lakers line is too low. They have them at over 109. I think they're going to score at least 109 points. So I'm just going to take that. Just have it. I know that it seems like I was on the Lakers side of things there, but now is when we are on the Lakers side of things.
No!
It starts now. I'm going to go over 15.5 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, let me bet that right now.
Hold on, but listen to it. I'm telling you guys, this is a great thing. If he has a monster game one, the type of shots he's going to take for the rest of the series,
how is he going to have a big game against KCP and Christian Brown?
Well, I think it'll be Jamal on him. And he also is just a catch-and-shoot type of guy.
All right.
Like, I do think he'll be able to knock down shots. They also seem to go through him a lot. So I think he'll be able to knock down some shots. 15.5 points, I like it. Also like over 24.5 points for Anthony Davis. He has plenty to prove. He's been getting dominated for the last series. Even though he scores on the other end, I think it's just embarrassing how bad he gets done. I think he comes out with a purpose. He tries to score. He's going to have a big scoring number. He's going to look up at the scoreboard. They're going to be down 15. Doesn't matter. But I'll take the over there. Now onto Denver's side of things. Now you can pay attention.
Oh,
I'm back.
We already know where we're going to start here, and this time I mean it now more than ever. Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-pointers.
Wow.
Just knock down your first two shots. Get all of that off of your shoulders. It's wild the type of week that he's had. I think this is his safe space. This is where he gets to perform. I think he has a big shooting night. Lakers fans are scared of him, like Vogt was talking about, because he really does knock down shots. He really is like a player that plays against them well, and he uses his length. I think he's going to have a really good game. I like Jamal Murray over 2.5 3-pointers as well. He can get wherever he wants. I'll expect some pull-up jumpers from him. He has D'Angelo Russell. He just has a lot of guys that are not locked in defensively where they'll lose them at times. He's going to knock down the threes. I like rebounds in this game. There's going to be a lot of opportunities. I'm going to go back to the well on Michael Porter Jr. over 6 rebounds. I'm also going to go over 6.5 rebounds for Aaron Gordon. Both of those. Sticking on AG, I like his points, rebounds, and assists at 24.5. He gets the LeBron bump. He has to play against them. He has to be out there. He has to be engaged and locked down. He also is going to try to score on him. That's going to get chippy. I hope it starts in game one. I like Jokic for the defensive bet today. Over 2.5 stocks at plus money. I think they're going to try him. He's also going to be in the help side at times, but they're going to just go after him, trying to go at him. I think he's going to get a lot of steals. He might be able to get this in steals alone, so you might as well get both. And for the lock. For the lock. Come on, pump it up.
Let's go!
Playoff Murray
That's right. I knew it
activated. He's activated. He becomes Michael Jordan in the playoffs like we already alluded to, and this is his time of the year. His points are at 24.5. That's going to be our watch-along bet of the game. That's going to be the bet of the game that we're rooting for the entire time. I think he has a monster game. Adam, you talked about it. Like, people close to the team said that he's locked in. Like, he's in a different dimension.
This is what the streets were saying, man.
That's what the streets are saying, and you're in the streets. I think that Jamal Murray's going to have a monster game. What say you?
I love that that's our lock. I'm so glad it is. I feel that one as well. You know the Nuggets are in their Mile High cities tonight. I'm feeling good for it. And we're watching along. We're watching along with you. The watch along probably won't start for a handful of minutes here as the Knicks and 76ers are wrapping up, which means the Nuggets game will be delayed a little bit. But that's good because Miroslav's flying in tonight. His flight was delayed. I was worried he was going to miss it.
He's got to go through customs, my man.
He's probably still going to miss it. I actually predict Miroslav is going to arrive, and you'll see it on the watch along, that he arrives with like 5 minutes to go.
Could be.
That's my prediction.
Poor guy. He's going to be able to watch it on the flight, right?
No, absolutely not.
All right, cool.
Thanks for flying out here, Hobie. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Watch along starts in just a few moments. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to have a camera on the bar. We're going to have the score and clock so you can sync up. We're going to be talking you through it, maybe taking some drinks, who knows. The bar's going to be popping. We'll see you on the other side.
Let's
Stay
go.
on parade.
We all silly like the mayor.